I think it's fair to say we've all asked the question, what is my purpose? Maybe once, maybe 1,000 times. We've also heard the phrase, ask and you shall receive. So why does it feel like we're asking, but no answer ever comes? Because we're often asking the wrong question. Your purpose isn't hidden somewhere waiting to be discovered. Your purpose is simply to experience the life that's in front of you, right now, today. Your purpose today might be making dinner, taking your child to dancing or football, writing an important email, having an honest conversation, going for a walk, taking a shower. That's purpose. It's being fully available for the present moment. But I don't think that's actually what most people are asking. What they're really asking is, why don't I feel fulfilled? What are my unique gifts? Why does it feel as though something inside me wants to be expressed, but never quite gets the chance? Now we're asking a different question. Because your gifts aren't found, they're revealed. And they're revealed by removing resistance. The universe is astonishingly precise. It always answers the question you ask. If you're asking about purpose, it simply hands you today. But if you're asking how your soul wants to express itself, life starts revealing everything standing in the way. That's why resistance becomes so valuable. Every frustrating situation, every trigger, every feeling of, this isn't me, why am I here? Why does this feel so empty? Those moments aren't failures, they're clues. They're showing you who you are not. Because the more clearly you see who you are not, the more obvious who you are becomes. Now, there are wonderful tools that can offer insight such as astrology, gene keys, human design. I love all of them, but they don't give you your purpose. They reveal insights, glimpses, and possibilities. Whether those possibilities become your lived experience depends on how much resistance you're willing to let go of. I'll use myself as an example. I started studying astrology when I was 14. Even then, I could see that one of my soul's themes was learning about detachment. But understanding that didn't suddenly reveal my work. It took another 45 years before I truly understood what that meant and how it wanted to express itself through my life. Why? Because life unfolds in layers. Every day reveals another opportunity to remove resistance, another opportunity to stop pretending to be someone you aren't. Looking back, it's easy to believe everything happened because of a carefully designed plan. Many successful people tell stories about the exact strategy that created their success. But I don't believe that's the whole picture. We naturally look for patterns because patterns make us feel safe. We want life to make sense. So we create stories that explain it. But when I look honestly at my own life, the biggest breakthroughs didn't arrive because I forced them. They arrived because I finally stopped resisting something. So what's the takeaway? Stop asking, what's my purpose? You've already received the answer. Your purpose is to experience life today. Instead, ask, what keeps wanting to express itself through me that I'm not allowing? Then start paying attention to resonance. Notice where life feels lighter. Notice where it feels heavier. Pay attention to the smallest moments, even something as ordinary as thinking, I really don't feel like cooking tonight. Maybe I'll order a takeaway. Maybe I'll ask my partner to cook. You might wonder, what has that got to do with fulfilling my soul's plan? Everything. Because the soul speaks quietly, and if you continually ignore those quiet whispers, you train yourself not to hear them. Imagine your soul came here to paint the most extraordinary blue rabbit, a painting that opens unexpected doors, creates abundance, introduces you to remarkable people, brings joy as a career, but every morning, instead of walking into the studio, you spend your energy doing things that don't resonate. Not because they're wrong. Many are perfectly sensible, perfectly justified, but they aren't yours. They're driven by the part of you that's trying to stay safe. The ego loves certainty. The soul loves resonance. If you don't practice listening to yourself in the smallest moments, how will you recognize your soul in the biggest ones? How will you hear the quiet impulse that says, call that person, open that book, walk down that street, visit that gallery, click on that website, buy that paintbrush, even though you've convinced yourself you can't paint? The channel from our soul is always open. We're simply too busy transmitting another agenda to receive it. And here's something worth reflecting on. Think about the two most extraordinary moments of your life, the ones that changed everything. Were they carefully planned? Were you even dreaming about them? Or did they arrive unexpectedly through a conversation, an opportunity, a coincidence? That wasn't on your agenda at all? Mine certainly did. I attended a workshop looking to heal. Instead, it took the form of an introduction to my partner of 25 years. I loved living alone. I wasn't even looking for a relationship. Fulfillment doesn't usually arrive through bigger goals, more time, or more resources. It arrives because we become available. The journey isn't really about finding yourself. It's about becoming sensitive to resonance. Perhaps you remember that childhood game where someone was blindfolded and had to find something that was hidden in the room. We would all guide them closer to finding the hidden treasure by shouting warmer as they got closer and colder as they moved away from it. That's exactly how life works. Peace feels warmer, joy feels warmer, expansion feels warmer, resistance feels colder, frustration, fear, confusion, hopelessness, even physical tension or chronic illness can become part of that conversation about resistance. The situation itself isn't the lesson, the feeling is. Life isn't asking you to analyze every circumstance. It's asking you to notice what each circumstance awakens inside you. Because fulfillment isn't waiting somewhere in the future. It's being revealed, one layer of resistance at a time.